are two different things. All were asked because by our party constitution, there must be zoning for elective offices and political offices. And that he has said, knowing fully well, that there's no way the presidential candidate and national party chairman should come from one zone. He said, if the chairman, if the presidential candidate comes from the north, I will resign to allow the south to produce the national chairman. And all was saying, as a man of honor, if you have anyone, keep to your honor, keep to the integrity. So the issue of people sacking him does not arise. All we are saying, keep to the agreement that yes, in order for a party to show inclusivity, in order for a party to show we're not marginalizing any zone, keep to the agreement that the presidential candidate will come from the north, as it has come from the north, and the national chairman will come from the south. So saying that nobody can sack him does not arise, because nobody has said he must be sacked. For you to be sacked, there are procedures of sacking people. All we are saying, for Nigerians to believe, if at this point in time, you're a national chairman of a party who has told Nigerians, that this is what you do if this happens, and now that has happened, and you're running away from doing that. So how do you think Nigerians will not believe you? Assuming you try to tell them to vote for your party. And all we are saying, look, this is very simple. If you say you will not honor, you will not keep the integrity, no problem. No problem. That thing has given you confidence. We have no problems. But what we are saying is that we want our party to win. But if you think they can do without keeping to the promises you have made, so be it. So coming to say nobody can sack him. And that also tells you the impunity. The impunity. I heard when he said he would have stopped Autumn from running. You see how ungrateful human beings are. This was the same his governor Autumn, who pleaded with us and said, listen, I can take this risk and let him become the national chairman without being greedy. The agreement by the governor that no national chairman should come from where a governor comes from. We agreed on that. But Autumn came, and as a man with respect, he said, listen, I want to promote my people. Let them be at the national politics. And we said, okay, your honor will agree. This is a man who never campaigned anywhere. This is a man who never bought from, he never bought a poster. Even though the money they gave him to print posters, he never printed any poster. Now I can even tell you if you wanted to stop the man who brought him, who granted for him, who became his grantor. He can say, he now says, if I wanted to stop him. That's the corruption we're talking about. He has now come into office. He has seen money. He has seen power. Now he can open his mouth to say if he wanted to stop Autumn, he would have. But we dare him, and he said he can also stop any contestant. Look at, maybe he's hollow. He doesn't know anything. I dare him. If he's national chairman, I dare him to stop any contestant if he has what it takes. It's in this country where you say a man is very corrupt, and he's still trying to, look at what happened in Britain. Not even the issue of corruption. But look, this is not what we thought you should have done. I said, look, resign. In their honor. Why is he not going to resign? He's hoping that Nigerians will donate money to the party. So he will superintend over that money. He has already finished one of 11 billion of party primaries money. Account for it is there, it's in the account. Oh, show us the account, show the public the account. Don't tell the public, go to the account. How would they go to the account? Open the account, print the account of PDP. Let the world see how the 11 billion naira were expended. So this is the country, and this is a party that all of us are laboring to take over power from the ruling party that will say have done bad. And then the national chairman will open his mouth to talk about stopping contestants. I shouldn't say so. He tried it in River State. He came to manipulate and try to put some good aspirants. But he saw the result. We dealt with him. And some of us cannot be where he says the National Party chairman. Which national, if it's the national, that thing come to our states.
Yes, and this perceived arrogance and also of the people that you talked about. What does it portend for the party? Where does it lead?
That is the problem we're having now. The country is seeing us as people who are not serious. Ordinarily, like I've said, and I continue to say, do we really want to win an election with this kind of arrogance and impunity? Do we really want to win an election? And ours is that, look, from what we have surveyed, Nigerians want to change. But Nigerians want to change if the people they're expecting really shows that they are prepared for it. It's not about hiring media houses to insult governors. No, it's not about that. For some of us who have a thick skin, if you like, abuse us the way you want, the truth must be told at all times. And it is the day the election comes and results start coming out. You will know those who are really on ground, not those who have media houses, who control media houses, to bring their newscasters, to bring their so-called analysts to insult us and this and that. No. That is not the point where we're making. So for me, the party is in a dilemma now because the issue of credibility, the issue of integrity is still at play. It's still at play. And we must have to resolve that issue. All I can never do is to succumb for anybody to say I'm a slave. We must keep to what our constitution of our party says. The presidential candidate, you have said, should come from the north. Therefore, the southern part of Nigeria should take the chairmanship. But if you say you're not going to allow it, you're not going to keep to your west, to our constitution, because of your greed, because you believe that there are Nigerians who want to donate money to the party, that you will superintend, like you have superintended the money that came from the primaries. So be it. So be it. So be it. But let Nigerians judge. Those who are talking to them, what is the integrity? That is the point we're making. And then I have also read where some people say we shouldn't cross the line. And I read on the, ordinarily I shouldn't have responded to this. I read it says one Dele Momudu. You see, these are the things I'm talking about. Ask him, when did he come into PDP? He came into PDP 2 weeks to the presidential race. He's from Edo State. Not one vote. Not one vote. Not one vote. Even, let's say from his own state, at least our son. You know, when you don't want, you just want to let them recognize you, presidential aspirant has become a spokesperson. Somebody who wants to rule Nigeria, or govern Nigeria, has become a spokesperson of a presidential candidate. You know, some people just, all of you know how many times Dele Momodu has been in Port Harcourt. All of you know that for one project committee. But see, these are the things I tell you. I'm not going to be a party for anybody to think that you use me to be relevant. If you don't have any job, say you don't have any job. I have job, and I'll continue to do my job. But all I can tell anybody that yesterday you must have heard what the governor of Oyo said. Those of you who listen to radio, you must have heard what he said. So this idea of people bragging that they can do with that 5 states, which they know, not the ones they don't know. And what they don't understand that this war is like a guerrilla war. There are those you see, there are those you don't see. What you don't know, you don't know. But you must, if you love this party, luckily for me, I've never left this party one day since 1999. I've never left this party one day. Never. Some of them, whom I see around now, their duty is not to run around anybody who becomes a presidential candidate. Some of them in Anambra State, when they wanted to control the governor of Anambra, someone like Chidoka, they didn't give him the ticket. He left PDP and ran another party. Right? These are people who said they love PDP. He left PDP and ran in another party simply because PDP did not give him a ticket. Have I left PDP? I have not left PDP. I have still remain PDP. I have said I will remain in the party and fight for our rights. I will not leave the party. And that's what makes a difference. Check them, what are their votes? I'm not looking for a job. I'm not looking to be a minister. When you see most of the people around, they have no job. The people can begin to tell them whom they are. Some of them are con men. Yes, it's true. It's true. We'll tell Nigerians whom they are, the kind of persons they are. If you say I'm not relevant, I agree. We'll show who's relevant during the election day and after the election. That's what all I'm doing. But I want to dare the national chairman to stop those contestants. He knows that he has no power. He knows he can't do it. He's not playing to the gallery. He does not have what it takes. He doesn't have it. So let him not claim. He should go. We know that he has shown that PDP cannot change. He since he presiding over PDP. Has he ever one day someone meeting? Today, now he has money. Can someone meet him in Boko? When he wanted to run when we brought him to be chairman, did he ever someone meet him in Boko that he wants to run for chairman? That he can now insult Autumn. Simply the man told him, look, what you are doing is not right. And let him defend each other one bit. He said somebody told him to go and borrow. The presidential candidate told him to go and borrow. When has that become a position that president candidate would advise you to go and borrow money? Why can't you tell people the truth? I'm sorry. I didn't know it was wrong. Yes, somebody gave me money in Lagos. I took the money. Even though the money, he did not tell the National Working Committee. I don't just continue to tell lies. It's not good. It's not good. So that is our position. Ayu has no integrity. In fact, when we were in school, I read the history of the thieves. Integrity, honor. That's what I read. But if this is what I read, that is a terrible thing. This is not the thieves I read in history. It's not this one. This one Ayu is. No, it's not. These are not the thieves I know from history. How they are men of principle, how they are men of honor, men of integrity. What they say is what they will do. But his own thief, I don't know where he comes from. I don't know that it's a property. With all due respect, anybody. Sit down. nobody has said Ayu should be sacked. The word sacking and the one keeping to your promise are two different things. All were asked because by our party constitution, there must be zoning for elective offices and political offices. And that he has said, knowing fully well, that there's no way the presidential candidate and national party chairman should come from one zone. He said, if the chairman, if the presidential candidate comes from the north, I will resign to allow the south to produce the national chairman. And all was saying, as a man of honor, if you have anyone, keep to your honor, keep to the integrity. So the issue of people sacking him does not arise. All we are saying, keep to the agreement that yes, in order for our party to show inclusivity, in order for our party to show we're not marginalizing any zone, keep to the agreement that the presidential candidate will come from the north, as it has come from the north, and the national chairman will come from the south. So saying that nobody can sack him does not arise, because nobody has said he must be sacked. For you to be sacked, there are procedures of sacking people. All we are saying, for Nigerians to believe, if at this point in time, you are a national chairman of a party who has told Nigerians, that this is what you do if this happens, and now that has happened, and you're running away from doing that. So how do you think Nigerians will not believe you? Assuming you try to tell them to vote for your party. And all we are saying, look, this is very simple. If you say you will not honor, you will not keep the integrity, no problem.
TMC TV and radio. Jakaye, and as you know, for TMC TV and radio, now today we contain you, we contain mama, we contain papa, we contain everybody to make sure that our Bodo Nigeria day better. Now we carry give you, and right now make we summarize you this news as they come out for Edo State, as Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki don't talk say government go recover every inch of land where land grabbers don't collect for inside Edo State. Obaseki talk this one for the workshop on phase 1 of Edo State Regional Development Plan and Benin City Master Plan wey shele on Tuesday for Government House for Benin City. This workshop wey shele with traditional rulers, government people, civil society people, and important stakeholders stay in line with Edo State government commitment to plan Edo State and Benin City wella when constitute body inside the Making Edo Great Again agenda of Governor Godwin Obaseki when people sabi as the mega agenda. Governor Godwin Obaseki when talk say Benin Empire na one of the most planned city for the world, consti talk say before him come out as governor, him administration go create ogbonge plan wey go help plan Edo for the next 30 years. Obaseki consti talk say any community wey wan sell land must first do check with government to make sure say their plan follow government plan, make confusion for no day.
In everything we do, one of the most important features of our lives is the land on which we operate. Everything we do has to be done on land. And we are lucky in Edo State in the sense that for over 700 years, we developed a land management system that everybody knows about and everybody respects. The Benin Empire is reputed to be one of the most organized in Africa in terms of the way it has carried out its affairs. The people who visited us here, Portuguese explorers who visited us here hundreds of years ago, talked about how orderly our city was, how planned everything they met as they saw was. So we have an advantage as a people. The question is that almost 700 years after, why do we have a crisis? What is going on? For a long period, because we had a monarchical system, a government headed by the Oba that enforced rules, everybody obeyed. When the British came, they met an organized system and they superimposed what they brought from England on what we had. They did not destroy it. The land in Benin and Edo State at that time was owned and supervised by the sovereign. The king had the land and held the land in trust for his people. That is the tradition. That is our history. Come the military, we then had a crisis of legitimacy. And the military, in its own wisdom, came up with the Land Use Act to now vest all the land in the government under the supervision of the governor at the state. I'm saying all of this so that we know where we're coming from. Because somebody has to be responsible, not only for administering the land, but also planning so that everything can fall in place. So that when you come into a place, you can say, this is for forests. This is one we preserve. This one we used to farm. This one is for building houses. Growing up in Benin City, there were quarters, there were communities. The communities had wards. So when you want land, you go to the ward will lay out, the wards all have layouts. And they are the ones that we allocate land to, is it not? And then you now take it to the palace for it to be registered. With the Land Use Act, you are supposed to take all of that document and get it surveyed and registered with government. But over time, particularly since the mid-80s, everything broke down. All the plans that were put in place, nobody respected them anymore. The last real plan we had for Edo State was under our late Governor Ubamudia. So are we surprised today that when rain falls, everybody's afraid? Because you are not sure that you will not be carried away by the flood. Why is that so? Because the natural path water will have followed. People have purchased, sold the land, and they have built on it. Why is it that government roads does not last? Our soil is supposed to drain water away, but when we have clogged everywhere, our land is now as if we are in the heart of the Niger Delta. So for us as a government, we said, no, we will not allow this continue. If there's one thing this government is going to leave behind, it is a master plan for Edo looking out for the next 30 years. So that the children have a direction. When I was a child, General Bomodia commissioned a master plan. They displayed it in Uropota Hall. And as school children, we used to go and look at that plan. That was when the ring road was built. It used to be public square, is it not? That was when all the roads, Akenwa Road was dualized. Akpakpaba was dualized. Was that not the case, sir? That was what we meant. But since then, nothing has happened that has been that lasting. So we've said as an administration, we must leave one for the future. Because God will not forgive us. If with the support we got from Edo people, we leave, we finish, and we cannot say this is the direction we have given our people. God will not forgive us. But can we plan without control of the land? We cannot. So what has happened over the last few years, you cannot also blame the people. Like I said, government had a plan to say this is where you build a house, this is where you build school, this is where you build playground. You know, before you sell land, every area is laid out. Every community that is selling land will have to register the layout before government. And that layout has to conform with a master plan. So when you don't have a master plan and you don't have layout, what do you have? Confusion. The communities now say, oh, it is our land. Yes, it is your land, but that land, there's a law in this country, in our constitution, which vests the authority of that land on the governor of the state. You cannot do anything you like with it without the permission of the governor. That is what the law says, is in the constitution. And the government can take that land at any time to plan for the use of the generality of people in that area. Registration is now the proof of ownership of community land. Before you sell, you have to show us a layout. That layout must conform with our master plan. If it does not conform, we will not agree. Because this master layout, with this master plan, will tell us where school is supposed to be, where road drainage is supposed to be, where road is supposed to be, where playground is supposed to be. All of that must be there. So if you say you are selling your land, first you have to lay it out. We must make sure that all of these things are there. So that we don't have a situation today. You come into Benin, you go to some communities, they sell all the land, including the road. I went to a community one day to see somebody, and I couldn't get there because this person built fence here, this person built fence here, only one car can go at a time. And I said, if there's fire in a house there, how will a fire truck get there to put out the fire?